In this video, we're going to look at a Vanguard mutual fund and how to build it and make it better. A 60-40 portfolio is a great way to retire, and just keeping this asset allocation throughout the retirement seems to work like a lot of times. And basically all you have to figure out is what is your withdrawal rate. So over the past, there's been many different returns year over year, so you really need to use the software to figure this out, but we're just going to use a real life simulation today. Alright, so the fund I want to look at today is VSMGX. This is the Vanguard Life Strategy 60-40 fund. So today we're going to be talking about VSMGX. This is the Vanguard Life Strategy 60-40 fund. This fund's been around since 1994, so we can actually see back over 30 years something of what a realistic retirement looks like. And we're going to look at what happens when you put $1 million into a fund just like this the day you retire. You know, how much do we pull out? How long does it last? We're not going to be able to find an exact number today because, returns change year over year. I do not know what the stock market's going to do next year, but I have a pretty good idea of how I want to set up my offense and my defense so we make a lot of money with the least amount of risk. So before I get into how to make VSMGX a little better, let's look at how well it's performed in the past. Alright, so in order to look really far back, we're going to have to use a software called Testfolio. This is a website, you can easily find this, and it's a portfolio back tester. So we can look back over 30 years with this software. So what I have set up here is what do I do with $1 million, and basically we're going to see, let's try a $67,000 a year cash flow. What this 2.5% is how much am I giving myself a raise each year? Yes, inflation jumps up and down every year, but if we just kind of consistently give ourselves a raise, it just makes our life a little bit easier. Actually, a lot easier. So in order to do this scenario, we're going to have to go down and put in VSMGX. I just named this portfolio because we're going to put another one in a little later on. And VSMGX, you can put this ticker in where it says ticker and put 100%. So what do I do with this? We're going to back test it. And we can see back 31.87 years. Over 30 years. Did your money last? And the answer is yes. As of today, you'd still have around $123,803.66 left. This is exactly what happened. This is after fees. Fees are already taken out. So over this time, you can see there's a 7.87% compound annual growth rate. This is amazing. This portfolio went through the dot-com crash. It went through the '08 crash. It went through the COVID crash. Basically, your money's seen 3 fairly big downturns, and you've been able to take over 6% of your money out every year, adjusted for inflation. So, how do we make this better? This seems pretty good, doesn't it? So going back to VSMGX on the Vanguard website, we can see, hey, we need $3,000 to get started. Okay, not bad. And it has a 2.57% yield. Basically, this is probably because there's bonds in here. There's historically not the greatest dividends in the US market, unless you're looking for them. So if we go down here, we can see this is a moderate allocation. It's been around since 1994. Scoring a little bit farther down, we can see the since inception number is very close to what Testfolio shows you, was 7.76. So if you're using a retirement planning software, put 7.76 in. This is a great number to use for a fund, especially like this, because it rebalances itself. Takes very minimal effort. You can click a button. Now, scrolling a little bit farther down, we're going to hit portfolio composition. How is this fund made? So we can see there's a Vanguard Morningstar Total Stock Market Index Fund. There's 37.1% in here. This is your VTI. There's the Vanguard Total Bond Market 2 Index Fund, 26.9%, very close to a BND. We also have a Vanguard Total International Stock Index Fund. Now there's actually emerging markets snuck in here. Vanguard seems to be the only company that really does this. Most of the time international kind of means like Europe and Australia, that kind of thing. But this one, there is emerging markets hidden in it. And we're looking at a Vanguard Total International Bond 2 Index Fund. Basically, we're just sprinkling in an international bond in a 3-fund portfolio, and really when it comes to fixed income, that tweak isn't going to make much of a difference. You're going to see more of a difference in equities just because yes, they grow more, but yes, they are more volatile. So going back to Testfolio, we're going to use a few replacements for these ETFs. Basically, I find it's just a little bit better than VTI. NFLT is a better replacement than BND. VEU is great. This is still a Vanguard product, and JPIB is going to take care of our international bonds. Now, if you really look closely and add these up, this portfolio is actually right now a 62% equity portfolio. So if you really want a 60-40, I'll show you the app really quick to get you over there, but let's take a look at the performance so far. Running a back test, we can see back just over 9 years, and if you put in $1 million and withdraw those large amounts, you still have over $1 million with both portfolios. So they both seem to be working. VSMGX has a compound annual growth rate of 8.64. The Turtle portfolio has a 9.37%. This is more money. This means you can have a better retirement. And the volatility really isn't too much higher, and the Sharpe ratio is also better. So this portfolio is absolutely fine and just a better version of VSMGX that you can take care of on your own. Alright, so let's look at Invest USA. What do I do with $1 million? We're going to punch it in there and we're going to build a 60-40 portfolio. So just click 60-40 on the right hand side and there is your portfolio. You can build it with HEEM, DBEF, XMMO, PVAL, JPIB, which we just saw, LQDH, and STIP. I just showed you that it beats a Vanguard mutual fund, that there's a lot of money in this product, and there always will be, but I'm showing you a better, easier solution and an app that helps you take care of your portfolio. It's very easy. What you're going to do is click on the portfolio button. You're going to see a visualization of how your portfolio looks. This is how basically financial institutions spread out your money. They put a lot in large cap, little bit in small and mid, a decent amount in international, and a little chunk in emerging markets. Here's a larger government asset allocation for your bond. Here's your corporate bonds, and this is going to be your emerging market bonds. So if this sounds too complicated, you can do the Bogleheads 3-fund portfolio, except this is the unbiased 3-fund portfolio. We're not just using Vanguard products. So you can use ITOT, which we just saw. You can use VEU, which we just saw. This is still a Vanguard product and the better one to take care of your international and emerging markets together. If you only want 3 funds, this is so easy. And you can use NFLT for your multi-sector bond. So if you have any questions about anything I said in this video, definitely put them in the comments down below. I'll do the best to answer them, but I'll probably have to just make another video because it's easier to show you exactly what I'm looking at on my screen and just walk you through it instead of answer these complicated questions that might take 20 minutes to write an email, and it's actually quicker to do a video. So put it in the comments down below and I'll do my best to help you out.